Okay, so I hope everyone is in the drive. If you have already joined the Google Drive, please raise your hands or show me a thumbs up because I want everyone to be in the drive. Everybody has to be in the drive. Okay, so now today we are going to be doing letters. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to write letters. Yeah. Okay, so the other day we learned on emails. Okay, writing emails. So today we're going to learn a bit about letters. So in the letters, we're going to learn about informal letters. Okay. So this is the notes. Please go into the Google Drive and look for the folder that's named letters, and then look at this one, informal letters. Once you're all already in the folder, please raise your hands. Okay, thank you so much for the response. Okay, thank you so much, Virendra, for sharing the link. Appreciate it. Okay, right now we're going to be writing on this one. Okay, so what do you know about informal letters? Who can tell me? Hey, Virendra, go ahead.
Informal letters is like
Uh-huh.
telling to our grandparents or friends. It's not like it's gonna be very important. So this letter is just like for close friends. So it
Uh-huh.
isn't having like a huge format. The format
Uh-huh.
isn't very much. So like it isn't a lot of format there.
Yes. Okay. So when you talk about informal letters, it is same like how the email last week we were writing the emails. Remember, those emails were informal, which means usually informal we write it to people who are like our friends or our family members. Okay. So again, I'm going to repeat. Informal is when the language is not very like not it's polite, but it's not very polite, or you use too many salutations and all that. You understand? It will be completely different from how you would write to your teacher or your principal or your boss or somebody in a company or something like that. Do you understand? So far, everyone, okay? All right. Okay. So now, looking at this one, the color is not so great, but I'll show you. Okay, informal letters are written to people we know personally, like family members and friends, like what I mentioned. Although it's easier to write in terms of language and tone, we need to follow the correct format. So like what Virendra said just now, it's not, it's very simple to write. Okay, but there is also a format that we must follow. And if the format is wrong, you lose a lot of marks. So take note on this, make sure you focus. Okay, did everyone open on this slide? Is everybody on this slide? Did you open it on your computer? If yes, just put a thumbs up or show me a raise of hands. Okay, very good. So because if it's not clear here, then if you look at it from your own laptop, then it will be easier for you to view it. Okay. Okay, now if you can see, so this is the format for an informal letter. Okay. So first thing, the sender's address. Sender means who? Is it the person that is writing the letter or the person you're sending the letter to? Who can tell me? Is it the writer or the one is who is going to receive the letter?
You write the writer who is gonna write your address.
Yes, sender is the writer because you are the one sending the letter to someone. So it's your address on the top right corner. Remember, top right corner is the sender, which means your address. You are writing the letter, so your address. And then you skip a line one below. It is the date. Okay, thank you, Hirendra. Correct. Sender is equals to writer. Okay, one line below the address, you write the date on when you are writing the letter. For example, you're writing it today, so you write 5th April 2024, and you don't write it in the form of numbers. You write it in words. For example, you don't write it like. Can you all look at the chat box, please? You don't write it like this. This is wrong. Okay, correct one is when you write it like this. You write it in full form. Okay. Yes, put it in the chat box. That's the correct form of writing. Okay, make sure you don't go and write in numbering form like that. Do you understand? Like digital form like that. It should be in word form. Yes, correct, Yudra. Thank you. Okay. Now, now, like how in our email we have a salutation, like for example, a greeting. Before the greeting, we have salutation, like dear our friend's name, dear mom, dear dad, dear Julie, dear whoever. Okay, you need to write to who you're writing with their name, a salutation, or you can call it a greeting. Okay, and then the opening, which is an introduction. Okay, so of course, in the introduction, we need to ask Tanya Kaba. We have to ask the person how they are doing. Do you understand? Okay, we need to ask on how they are doing, and then after that, we have our opening introduction. Okay, this one is not a complete form. They have just given like a brief one. Okay, they just given a brief one, but of course you need to explain further. Okay, so the opening paragraph is when you are asking for how are they doing. Okay, and then you talk about how you are doing. If you're replying to them, if you're replying to a letter, then you say I am doing well and I hope you're doing well too, something like that. Okay, and then we go to the body. The body is when we talk about what we intend to talk. Okay, another thing in the introduction or in the opening, we can also talk a bit about why we wrote the letter. For example, now this letter, I'm assuming it's about this person's trip to Penang. Okay, this person's trip to Penang. Okay, this person is writing to Meg. So this person is telling Meg about their experience in Penang. So maybe in your introduction, in your opening, after you greet them, you can talk about, you can say, the purpose of me writing this letter is to tell you about my last trip to Penang. So far, all good, understand? Am I going too fast? Do you feel I'm going too fast or you understand? Is this pace okay? If this pace is okay, send me a thumbs up. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, and then in our closing, we say that's all for now, or we say bye till I hear from you again, and things like that. Okay, and then again, very important, in email, we put the our signature or we put our signing off at the left side. But when it's an informal letter, remember when it's an informal, not formal, formal is different format. When it's an informal letter, it is on the right. Okay, it is on the right. The date, the address, and the signing off, the signature is on the right. Okay, very simple. Email on the left, letter on the right, informal on the right. If it's formal, it will be on the left also. Do you understand? So far, everyone okay? Okay. Now, let's look at the guidelines. Okay, as what I have already told you just now. Okay, it's very important also to think about the commas and full stops in the address. A lot of students make mistakes here. So if you look again at the address on top here, you can see that there's comma, like when the address is not completed yet and you have another line to continue, it has to end with a comma. And then once you're done with the address, you have completed the address, only then you put a full stop. You understand? Okay, and then here you can see in the format guidelines the address of the sender. In the top right hand corner, okay, like I told you, check for commas and full stop, postcode and town or city on the last line. If you see here, the postcode will be on the last line. Can you see the postcode or the town or the city? It has to be on the last line. Can you all see that? Okay, now I have a task for you to do immediately now. Can all of you, okay, can all of you now put in the chat box maybe any random address? Okay, it can be any random address. It doesn't have to be a house address. Okay, put it in the chat box. I want to see how you would write it in the format of an informal email. Can you try to do that? I'll give you 2 minutes to do that in the chat box now. I'm still waiting. If you did hear me, send me a thumbs up. Okay, the rest, did you hear me? Okay, so I'm waiting for the addresses now. Okay, Hirendra, let me make a correction there. So how you can write yours is 386A slash Jalan Sekutu, comma, okay, comma, and then the next line is only your postcode, then comma, then you put Kuala Lumpur, comma, Wilayah Persekutuan. You understand?
I understand, teacher.
Okay, let me correct Hirendra's one so the rest of you can see in the chat box. Okay. Okay, very good. I've done the correction in the chat box. So remember, that's how you do it. Okay. Devnath,
Wait,
your
teacher,
address is too short.
isn't it supposed to be Kuala Lumpur, comma, Wilayah Persekutuan?
It should be Wilayah Persekutuan followed by Kuala Lumpur. But if it's in your IC, it's written the other way around, then you can do it like that. Just
Okay.
follow your IC. Okay. Okay.
All
For
right. Okay.
Devnath, your address is too short. You have to give a complete form. Okay. Anybody else wants to give it a shot? You don't have to give your exact house address. You can just give any address that you like. You can even make it up. I just want to see if you are putting it in the right orders. Can I get one more volunteer and then I'm going to continue? Okay, we are going to continue now since no one is volunteering. Because if you do it, then you're helping yourself. At least you will know. Okay, never mind. Now, the next guideline is the date. They directly below the address. Check the spelling. Okay, now here the rule they said it can be written like this, but I would suggest don't write it in number form, write it in word form. Okay. Now the salutation to family friends or close friends, put dear or my dear. To casual friends, you just put dear. Do you understand? Everybody can follow? Everyone on the same page? Okay. Opening or introduction. Okay. These are some examples. Example. How are you? I hope you and your family are in good health. I'm fine here. Oh, sorry, I was not able to write sooner. I was very busy with exams. Anyway, okay, this is when you couldn't reply on time. That's when you write like that. Okay. Thanks for your letter. How nice to hear from you. These are some of the suggestions, but obviously, if you have any other ways you plan to write, you definitely can. Okay. And then the body. Okay, so this is like I told you just now. You have to explain the reason why you're writing this letter. Okay, for example, you're writing about a holiday, so you write about that. Okay, write in clear, simple English. There's no need to use very bombastic language because remember, you're writing to like a friend like that. Write in 2 to 5 paragraphs. Okay, so it depends on how much your content is. If you're writing a lot, then yeah, you will need 5. But you're writing minimal, then I think 2 should be fine. And then the contents of body depends on the rubric. Okay. Have you seen a rubric before? Have you seen a rubric before? Boys and girls, have you seen a rubric before?
What's a rubric?
Okay, a rubric is a type of marking scheme. That means based on that is what your teacher will mark. Looking at that is what your teacher will mark. So you will usually be assessed for your number one, your format, number two, your language. Okay, what kind of words vocabulary you're using, your grammar, okay, your grammar, and you will also be tested on your what do you call that, the mechanics, like how you arrange the paragraphs and everything. Do you understand? Okay, everything will have marks, huh? Okay, it will be ranging between 1 to 5. So 1 is the weakest and 5 is the strongest. Okay, there is no possibility that anyone can get full marks 5. Okay, but getting 4 is already very good. 3 is also okay. Do you understand? Okay. Now here, closing and conclusion is when you are finishing it off, and it's usually very short and simple. Okay, so you can write, these are some examples, and then you're signing off. For close friends and relatives, you can use your loving son or lots of love with love. For casual friends, you can say like yours sincerely, your friend, or best regards. Do you understand? So for all okay? If you're okay, you
All
can
okay,
like
teacher.
okay, great. Alright. Now, what I want you to do is look at the signature. Okay, bottom right hand corner, sign your name clearly. Make sure your name can be seen. Don't go and sign like how you would sign in a document. Okay, make sure your name can be seen. Maybe you can do it like in cursive handwriting or something like that. Okay, not necessarily have to sign like that. Okay, now all of you in the same notes, see this document. Letters, short communicative text. Can you look at this? All of you on this?
Okay,
All of
teacher.
you on this? Okay. Now, can you see there's a letter on top here? A very short one.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's your classmate. Your classmate is not somebody that you meet 10 years once. Your classmate is somebody that you meet very often. Okay, you meet them almost every day. And probably during the school holidays, you don't get to see them for a while. But most of the time, you're with your classmates, right? Okay, so now, uh, read this one. Can someone volunteer to read this?
Okay, teacher. I'll read it.
Okay, great. Now, what I want you to do is look at the signature. Okay, bottom right hand corner, sign your name clearly. Make sure your name can be seen. Maybe you can do it like in cursive handwriting or something like that. Okay, not necessarily have to sign like how you would sign in a document. Okay, so Can someone volunteer to read this? Okay, Hirendra.
Hello, Harry. We haven't seen you for so long. All our friends have been asking after you. Are you okay? Shigu Sahid said you had matters to attend to. I was so worried when you missed the final year examination. Can you tell me what happened? Will you be coming back to school next year? I hope you're right school. Your friend Kamal.
Okay. So we from this email we know that Harry is someone that maybe is living far away now. Okay, someone who Harry has family matters. Okay, so you are just checking on your classmate if the person is okay. Maybe the classmate didn't attend school for a long time, so the teacher said that the friend had something to attend. Okay, so you're just expressing your concern. Do you understand? You're just expressing your concern. Okay, can you tell me what happened? Will you be coming back to school next year? Okay, so here we know that they are just asking about Sahib. And who wrote this? Who can tell me who wrote this? Who can tell
Kamal.
me? Yeah, Kamal wrote this. Okay, this letter, there are some things missing and different. Who can tell me what is that? Can anyone else try and tell me what is different in this email and what is not in this email? Who can tell me? Devnath, can you tell me? Yes, there's no address and date. Okay, so this is a very basic letter. Lah. Okay, it could have been sent online. It's not an informal one, but it could be something just to give information. Okay, now I'm going to give all of you 5 minutes. Can you do question A, which has 1 and 2? Can you all do that, please? Now, I give you 5 minutes. All right, boys and girls. Okay, let's discuss. Sorry, just now my mic wasn't working. That's why it took me a while to actually get back to you. Okay, let's get back to our exercise. Okay, who wants to try the first question? You can raise your hands, boys and girls. Who wants to try the first one? Before I call out your name, it's better you tell me if you want to join me, if you want to respond.
Teacher, I want to do B. 2B.
Sorry?
Can I do 2B?
Uh, let's discuss 1A first, then we can do 2B. Okay? Okay. Who wants to try?
They've not.
Okay, Devna, can you please tell me the answer for the first one? Read the question and the answer, and then tell me the answer.
Harry has been absent throughout the examination. True.
Okay, Vera. Harry has been absent throughout the examination. Okay, correct. Because they said he has missed the final examination, which means during the final exam he was not there. Correct? Everybody got it?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, who wants to try B?
Me.
Okay, try.
Okay, wait. Kamal is Harry's friend. True.
Yes, they are classmates. Okay, next. Next. Who wants to try C? Who wants to try next? C? Okay, I think I gotta call names or else no one is going to respond. Okay, what about Bowen? Bowen Go. Is that how I say it? Bowen? Bowen or Bowen Go? I'm really sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. If you don't want to read the answer, you can just put it in the chat box. Okay, Bowen Go. Okay, Bowen Go.
No, teacher, it's Bowen, but we call him Bo.
Okay, Bowen, can you try? Thank you for helping out, Raghirendra. Can you try C? Bo. Okay,
Uh, uh, False.
read the whole question.
Harry and Kamal go to different schools.
Your answer is
Anyone? False.
yeah, because if they go to different schools, how are they classmates? It doesn't make sense, correct? Okay, so they go to the same school and that's why they are classmates. So this one is a false statement. Okay, D. I'm going to pick Lakshita. Lakshita. Hi, Lakshita. Can you try the last one? D. Lakshita. 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 Are you there? Okay, what about Visha Sachet? Visha Sachet? Visha Sachet? Okay, it's okay, Lakshita. Do you want to give your answer in the chat box? If you can't speak, would you like to give your answer in the chat box? Or the D? Okay, anyone else wants to try D? Anyone else wants to try D?
Teacher, we shall put T in the chat. He put true in the chat.
Yeah, it's true. Correct. Because Kamal stated in the letter, are you okay? I was worried when you missed the final exam. Can you tell me what happened? So it shows that Harry has not been contacting any of his friends, so they're all worried about him. Okay, so that is true. Okay, now this one we will work on it together. Plan what to write for your reply. Okay. Imagine you are Harry. What might have been serious enough to prevent you from going to school? Okay, so now before you write this reply, look at the letter here again. We haven't seen you for so long. All our friends have been asking after you. Um, are you okay? Kebu Zahid said you had family matters to attend to. So you already have a clue there that the reason is family matters. Okay? So if it's family matters, it should be something involving your family. So what could be so serious that you couldn't attend your final exam, you couldn't attend school? Okay,
A
so
divorce.
what is the family matter that prevented you from going to school for a long time? Is the reason a medical one or a change in circumstance like moving to a new town? These are suggestions given to you. Okay. So can anyone give me suggestions on what could possibly be the reason for someone to not attend school for a long time, which is related to family? Okay, Hirinka, would you like to try?
Divorce, like the family divorce.
Okay, family breaking apart. Anyone else? If you don't want to speak, you can put it in the chat box. Okay, Devna?
And an accident.
Okay, that could be medical, that could fall under medical. Okay. Okay, anyone else? Can we try? Anyone else? You can put in the chat box if you are unable to speak. Okay. Anyone else? Lots of marriage. Are you trying to say there was a marriage function in the family going on? Or are you saying there's a divorce? Okay, lots of marriage. Okay, can be anything else? One more
Teacher,
suggestion.
I would be lots of marriage or maybe a divorce or funeral.
Yeah, death. Okay, it could be that. Okay, so this could be some of the reasons. It could be a broken family, meaning going through some family problems, or it could be like an accident, a medical issue, or it could be a marriage function going on with a close family member. Okay, or it even could be death. Okay, so these are some of the suggestions. You can put anything. Like you see, I teach in an international school. Okay, I am a teacher in an international school, and my students, most of them are from different countries. Okay, meaning their families are from different countries. So their parents and all move to Malaysia and they work here. So sometimes these people, what happens is they have visa problem. Okay, they have visa problem, and what they have to do is they have to return to their home country. And sometimes the kids don't come to school for almost 1 month, 2 months. Okay, like there was one girl in my class, she's from India, and then she didn't come to school for almost 2 months. She was not with us. And then she joined us back because she had visa problems. So the entire family had to go back to India, settle that, and then only they could come back to Malaysia. So this one is we are considering this kind of reason is when the person is from a different country. Okay. So I don't think in a government school this is common, but there is a possibility that it could happen. Like maybe you had to go back to your hometown to settle up some paperwork. Do you understand? Okay, so this is a story from my own experience where my student was not around for almost 2 months and then she came back. And then again, she had to go and she was not around for about 3 weeks. And then she came back again. Your friend is from Indonesia. Okay, even Indonesia also same. They will have visa stuff. Okay, so if the visa everything has been cleared off, then they might not have any problems. But if the visa had issues, then they might possibly have some problems, which they will require them to actually go back to their homeland. And visa processes don't take a short time. It takes quite a long time sometimes. And if it's quite complicated case, it takes even longer. So those could be the reasons why a person may not be in school or at work for a long time. You understand? Okay. So now give a reason, look at the writing tip. Give a reason that is logical. It could be a serious medical reason, change of student. The reason must explain why you were out of school for so long, why no one else could help you, and how you coped with with your studies into there. and the examination. Okay, so these are the tips given to you on what you should include in your paper. You understand? Okay, so now for number one and number two, I'm going to give you about 7 minutes to complete number one and two. Number one, you don't have to write a whole letter reply there. Okay, you just have to write notes. For example, why you were out, that means your reason. It could be medical or anything like that. And why no one could help you in terms of like in school, for example, why nobody could help you. Maybe it could be, you didn't have a phone, or maybe the family situation was tough. Okay. And then the last one, how you cope with your studies. That means how did you manage to keep up with your studies, not being in school for so long. Okay. So write the notes. You can write it in bullet points or in numbering, up to you. And then after that, do number two. Okay. I'm going to give you about 7 minutes. And at 9:02, I will continue and ask you for your answers. Is that okay? If it's okay, send me a thumbs up. Okay, great. You will finish today at 9:15.
The what?
Come again? What you said?
One
Again?
three or 30? Teacher, 1 3 or 30?
9:15, 1 5.
Okay.
Okay, let's discuss. Who wants to give me the points or notes that they have written for question number 1? Question number 1, who wants to try? Hello, hello. Yeah, I guess I've got to call out names or else I'm not going to get a response. Okay, Visha Sachdev, can you give me one of the notes that you have written? Visha? Visha? Anyone else? What about Hirendra? You done? Okay, never mind. What about Sarvesh Nayak? Sarvesh, we need someone to give the notes. At least one. Okay, if you can't speak, put it in the chat box. I don't mind. I don't mind if you can put it in the chat box. Students, are you there? Arguments and financial problem. Okay, that is one of your point. Okay, did you include on why others couldn't help you? And how did you cope with your studies? Anyone want to give about how did they cope with your studies? You see in the letter just now, the writer stated that Chegu Zahid said you had family matters settled. So we understand that Harry has contact with Chegu Zahid. So that is a clue on where Zahid might have gotten information about his studies. Okay, where he might have gotten some information of for his studies. So he could have, maybe he can say that he was communicating with the teachers, and that's how he got some notes or something and up to date with what's happening in the classroom. Okay, about why others couldn't help, maybe you can say uh, that the problems were so doing examination online. Okay, can also. Thanks, Irendra. Okay, about not being able to help, maybe you can say that the arguments, for example, argument, you can say the situation didn't allow. Okay, or you can say that didn't have access to contact anyone, something like that. Okay, these are the types of notes that you can use. Okay, number 2, how do you tell people you're okay? Pick the suitable places. Okay, anybody wants to try this one? I just need one person to try this one. Give the answers for all the questions, all the which how many ticks you have put. Hello, hello.
Testing, can teacher hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, wait. So I'll say my answers. Okay, so my answers are I am fine now. Yes, I'm doing all right. You should not worry about me.
Okay. Uh, I am fine now. There's nothing to. You should not worry about me. Okay. Or you can say yes, I am doing all right. The others seem a bit too rude. The answers. Okay. Okay. Parents going to put and they do not allow to communicate with friends. Okay, that's a good point. Okay. Now, all of you, your homework will be this page here, page 35 and page 36. Okay, I understand that you're on school holidays. Okay, page 35 and 36. So you have to do 7B and 7A. Complete 7A. Set 7A and set 7B, you should be complete. Set 7C, we will discuss in the class next week. Okay, so I'm going to end your class now. If you have any questions, you can ask me now. Anybody has any questions? Anybody have any questions? No.
None, teacher.
Okay. Alright. Okay. I'm going to end the class now. Wishing those who are celebrating Hari Raya a very blessed Hari Raya, and wishing the rest of you great holidays. Okay. I will see you next week on Friday. Okay. Thank you. Good night and bye bye.
Good night, teacher. Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you. Bye. You may leave the class now.